Y'all, welcome back to Car Chats, episode 82. Today we got a very special guest coming on. I'm gonna let him tap in and introduce himself. Hope everybody had a good long weekend. Well, having a good long weekend. In Canada, at least. Coon Brown, what's up, bro? What's up, everybody? Peace, bro. Just chilling, man. Just waiting to start this interview. You got GHEE coming on. Hope y'all are familiar with them. If not, go peep it. He's worked with the likes of Mobb Deep, others, tons of others. He works with Rusty Jukes. They just went on tour together with Royal Flush a few months back. A couple months, maybe. Just waiting for him to join and we'll get started. How's everybody doing this weekend? Y'all good? GHEE just joined. We're gonna have him send a request and we'll have him jump in. If any of y'all got questions, just send the question through the chat. I'll ask it. Chase, Laura, I'm good. Thank you. My man.
What's cracking?
How you doing, brother?
I'm all right. And you?
I'm great. IG was bugging for a little bit. I was worried for a minute, and then it started working, and I'm like, all right, good.
Yeah.
Can't trust this social network shit sometimes.
Yeah, of course. That's the way it is.
Yeah, so I was just letting everybody know that you're going to be joining up. You want to give yourself a little introduction?
Mm-hmm. It's Credible Mathematics about GHEE, Brooklyn in the building. What up? GHEE.net is the website.
Facts. So how you been, man? I know you were just on tour in Canada a couple months back for a Flush and Rusty Jukes.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was awesome, man. Definitely in the building. It was dope.
You get a lot of love when you come out here, though, right? I know a lot of people that fuck with you out here, so.
Yeah. It was a good turnout. Definitely a good crowd, good turnout, everything.
Did you have a favorite spot for that tour? Because I know it wasn't a huge cross-border tour. It was a few cities.
No, I love both Montreal and Toronto. Both were pretty dope.
Yeah, Montreal's always a spot for me, man. That's my hometown.
Yeah.
So let's start off with, like, where does GHEE begin? Like, where does he begin in music?
Well, it all began with my family members, my cousin and my brother. It began there with them, from them sneaking me places. And then, I always wrote rhymes, and then, in school, art and design, there was a lot of people that went there. Man, the lunchroom was a deadly spot. You had to have your rhymes every day in the lunchroom. And I pretty much didn't really take it serious until I came home from prison in 2002. So that's definitely when it really, I took it serious after that.
Right. And I was watching a bit of, shout out the Hustle podcast in Montreal. I was watching a bit of your interview the other day.
Mm-hmm.
You had recorded a joint with Mobb Deep before you got locked up, right?
Yeah.
Before.
I actually did, I did an extortion and can't get enough of it. And then the very next day I got locked up after that.
And that was the time you did the 6 years?
Yeah.
Okay, and then I guess being doing a track like that with them at the time must have been a great feeling, and then, like, right after being tossed away like that, it must have fucked with your mental a little bit, wasn't it?
Actually, it didn't. My mind, I wasn't in a good mind state back then. It actually helped me out, come down to it. You know what I'm saying? Because if I would have got out that situation, it would have made me more bolder into doing other things, and the ideas we had, the plans we had to go on streetwise was it definitely wasn't productive. I would say that.
Right. And then when you got out, so when you get out, you start making music right after, or you take a little bit of time before you start?
No, once I got out, once I got out, it was on. Take everything serious, learn how to do it, learn how to put a project together, shut up, watch, and then learn and apply what you've seen.
Word. And did you learn? And you worked with a lot Mobb Deep when you got out a lot as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Did you find that they helped in a sense of like putting you in a direction of how, like you were saying, putting a project together, like getting things in the right order? Like, did you find Prodigy and have it helped with that?
Yeah. If you just said, I just sat and watched. Yeah. Basically, I was one of those that just sit and watch. If I watch long enough, I'll learn how to do it. And I watch how they put projects together, how, trying to put things together, the first songs or whatever. And, I just tried to apply it because honestly, I didn't want to, by them, I know they was busy trying to do their thing. So I didn't want to be like a pest or anything to them while they was trying to work. So I just need to learn what I need to do so I can do what I have to do.
And what do you think you took directly from that while you observed them?
Just really, learning what type of beats I like, learning to try to put, the songs you feel is the strongest first. And, just how to like take people on a journey through the project. Right. Bring them into your world when you put together a project.
So like each project you're painting an image, right?
But yeah, definitely is the project usually represents, every project usually represents a feeling that I want you to feel during the time.
Right. And what from then till now, the elevation in your pen game and everything in like designing a project, do you feel like every project's been polished the right way, or do you feel like some projects are polished better?
I'm always going to feel things could be better. And also at the same time, I'm learning how to talk about, being an open book. I'm learning to be an open book about, how I feel about certain situations and topics and things that I've been through. I've usually never done that. I usually just rap, get the beat, rap. It's called ego tripping or bravado, whatever you want to call it. But, just rap, ego trip, and then what's name with very few songs about subject matter. But now I mostly want to do subject matter and, keep the ego tripping shit a little less.
And what kind of subject matter are you speaking out on more, like predominantly now, would you say?
Mostly like my mind state, telling people don't deal with the street. How I feel about a town, just things that I'm just going through in life, or things that I have been through, and learning what the situation taught me.
Right. And I guess, you've been in it for a long time now, so I guess you're teaching lessons at the same time. Like you're saying, you're trying to talk about stay away from the street in your messages and your subject matter. So you feel like that gets through to a lot of people?
I hope it does, because it ain't worth it. I'm living proof of it. Like, I'm saying, it's just, you keep continuing on, it's a losing path. I'm saying? And maybe it's probably, and we're not too sure about him, but it's only probably like one person that got out of it unscathed. And that's very rare, very, very, very rare, like very low percentile. Usually you're going to wind up dead or in jail. So, you know what I'm saying? There's too much information out there. There's too much different ways to hustle.
For sure.
To get caught up in that, especially when you have a love for something else. You know what I'm saying? So.
Right. No, definitely. I feel you on that. And I feel like it needs to be spoken on more, because like we see in hip hop how much people we lose like yearly. The last couple of years have been horrible.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I feel like the last couple of years been pretty strong compared to other years since like the late 90s.
Yeah.
In comparison, it's just more people are just trying to prove themselves.
Yeah.
And
pretty much.
But I mean, at the end of it, they realized like a lot of it's just was wasted energy.
Mm-hmm.
And
exactly.
So I was on last weekend with Jux.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about the tour, and someone had asked me to ask him like if there was any like particular moment that was wild to you on the tour. While he brought up a cabin in the woods. So I was like, yeah, that's, you don't even got to explain it. It already sounds fucked up. So any particular moment was wild to you, or any story you hear out there that was just...
I mean, that definitely the cabin in the woods thing was the ultimate. The ultimate was like, I don't know what the fuck you're thinking. You know, I don't think, you know, I don't know what made them think we was gonna stay there. And I was like, nah, I'm not staying here. Fuck you. You take us to a hotel. We not. I don't know what progress. You like? Nah, we not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm not dealing with no big ass lake mosquitoes and all that other shit. When you see the warning sign for mosquitoes, it's never good.
Yeah, you know it's about to get real in that fucking cabin. You're sleeping with
it's never good. It never.
It's funny because like your explanation and your approach about it is the same way basically Jux was saying. He's like, there's no fucking way I'm staying in a cabin.
Yeah, no.
That's funny. That's wild, man. That's wild. They're just trying to show you what Belleville be like.
Yeah, nah, no bueno.
I know, and I know that you're a fan of chess.
Yeah.
And were you a fan of that before you got locked up, or was it something you were?
I was a little bit, not too much, but no, I really enjoy it now. Like that is, you know, I enjoy that on another level.
Have you played anybody like in the hip hop scene? Like I know Jizz is
I played a couple battle rappers, you know, like Math Hoffa and Cortez, but I ain't really play nobody. Like, you know, I would like to play the Jizz if possible.
I just saw him in Ottawa when he was here for his tour, and he was playing, like, his meet and greet was basically playing chess with the people that were meeting. See, I would do that, but I know I'm garbage at chess, so I'm not trying to take that effort. It'd be instant.
Yeah.
So how was the end results of those games was like Matt Hoffa and Cortez? Who took the W?
I won.
Just straight up, I won. That's it. Fast games or short games?
I can't. So games. You know, I don't think it was too fast.
Fair enough. And so you started playing a lot more after your release?
Yeah, definitely.
Did you practice a lot in there though?
Yeah, I played quite a few dudes that was I learned about different games. It was different people that had different games that taught me about different games in there. You know, you got a person that try to outpawn you.
Yeah.
That was is a biker I used to play. You know, I don't know if he's still alive, salute to him, but it was a biker I used to play. He used to try to outpawn you. Then there was a dude in there named Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang used to try to, you know, he did a lot of tricks, you know, try to set you up with situations. Then there was a guy that came in there that he played in chess tournaments, and I did pretty good with him, you know. And then it was a couple people though. It was a couple people I played that was real good though.
And with so you're saying like just bring it back to what we were talking about was like your more up to date music, saying with the subject matter and stuff. So you find you speak a lot. You said you speak a lot about your mind state, what's on your mind. So like, do you go deep into like the mental health stuff when you're talking about it?
If you get it, yeah. That's like that's a song I did a while ago. I did with DJ Skids called Rap Opera. Rap Opera is about getting your mind state home, because a lot of times when you do, you know, time in prison, sometimes it's kind of harsh to get your mind state home.
Right.
You know, you build up an anxiety, you build up a certain thing for it. So you got to try to got to try to calm yourself down and not, be prepared for, like, it's so much you're on point about everything. Close quarters, you just constantly, it's the way it is.
Have you been working with Havoc on anything in particular?
I actually just spoke to Havoc. We're going to try to get something together. I know he just had a birthday, so definitely we're going to try to do something after, I'm just letting him, he just came back from overseas, and, let him enjoy his birthday and all that before I start harassing him for anything.
No, word up. So, do you find now, from compared to decades now, but do you find in comparison now there's the energy remains the same?
About what?
What, when you're working with Havoc, yeah,
I mean, you just gotta, what type of sound you want. They created a sound that I've, came up under, and I like that sound. So of course, the energy, I want that. You know what I'm saying? My energy is never going to change. I'm still going to have in my mind, a fresh outlook on things. And, I like aggressive music. You know what I'm saying? And that's the type of music I like making, whether if it have a message to it or not. I just like aggressive music.
Yeah, it's the hip hop I grew up on, was the aggressive, like you were saying earlier, like the bravado type, like boldness to it. Like I grew up on all that. R.I.P. Prodigy, but definitely Prodigy. And Havoc as a duo and solo, they always put up great stuff. And I've been following you since then as well, so I know that you put up similar style music, but you do still have your own sound to it. You know what I mean? And I find it's hard for a lot of artists to find their own unique sound.
Yeah.
Well, how would you define your sound now? What would you define it as?
It's I would say aggressive, educated poetry.
That's good. I like that. That's good. And you know what? It makes sense. I mean, it is a lot of poetry involved in it, especially the way you're putting subject matter to it now. So
yeah, I'm learning to be like what how I really want to rhyme as far as ego tripping and bravado. It's more close to poetry than really, it's just like really attacking the subject of the the beauty of combining words that I feel don't go together.
Right.
And it creates a whole different vision of what I'm trying to say.
And when it comes to your creative process, are you writing to the beat in the studio while you're there, or do you go into a studio prepared with your track?
But I just listen to the beat, and sometimes it's like listen to the beat and write to it, and then just have it together when I go to the studio, so on and so forth.
And you also had a good relationship with Duck Down too, right?
Yeah, that's through Sean Price.
Yeah.
Well, I knew Rock. Actually, I knew Rock before Sean Price.
Is that? Oh, really?
Yeah.
And how did you meet him?
I'm gonna just say I knew Rock from a different level, in a different life.
Okay, fair enough. I understand. And with Sean Price, what were you able to take away from working with him? Anything in particular you can think of? Because he's one of my favorite artists ever. So.
Yeah, I mean, Sean was a genius in the way of because he'll tell you exactly what his plan was. Saying I rap about nothing but make it sound like something. Like Sean was just, it was just no holds barred. This is who I am. This is what I'm saying. That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's no more, no less.
And you still have a good relationship with Duck Down now, the artist?
Yeah.
See, those are the type of relationships that people remain tight in. You know what I mean? Like, came up in that era with them while they were doing it. And it feels like back then there was a lot more looking out for each other if you were involved with each other. Now I feel like it's very loose.
Yeah, that just comes with, people have to learn themselves and learn how to, keep positive or people that's of interest around them rather than people that's not, helping towards the situation.
Yeah. And in artists right now, do you have any artists you've been keeping an eye on, underground artists that you've been keeping your eye out for, or I should keep my eye out for?
Fever, More Fire, and Pretty Bully.
Say the first one, sorry.
Fever, More Fire, and Pretty Bully.
Pretty Bully. All right. I gotta peep them.
Yeah. Those are two female artists. One is from Brooklyn, one is from Buffalo, but those are like my hit women. Like, they're lyrical monsters in their own right.
And it's funny, a lot of people I keep asking out, and it's a lot of female artists that they're saying are the ones that they've been keeping an eye out.
Yeah, those are, look up Fever, More Fire, and Pretty Bully.
I definitely will. Definitely try to have them on the show as well.
Mm-hmm.
And you said the first one from Brooklyn, the other one's from Buffalo?
Fever is from Brooklyn. Pretty Bully is from Buffalo.
Right. And trying to think, I had a question someone just asked me earlier to ask, and I forget it, so they're going to hate on me about it. I forget his question, but he'll get it answered another time, I'm sure. But where do you feel like you're at musically these days? Like,
an open book. Like I said earlier, I'm more of an open book now, touching on subjects. Like the last project I put out, Dinner Malt Liquor. I got a song about New York. It's like the dark side of New York. I got a song called Remember How, pretty much telling people, y'all speak about the street shit with a pride, with a Scarface pride. But I need y'all to remember just how Scarface died. Yeah. So, what I'm saying, it's really definitely telling people, like, stay away from the street. What I'm saying, Illigy.net is pretty much about my website. It's where you go get the merch and everything. Well, you can't see it really here, but got the hoodies on my website, Illigy.net, on the music, so on and so forth.
I need to cop one to get one on the artist wall.
Yeah, definitely do that.
I asked Rusty the other day to drop some bars, but he said he couldn't because it was all persons he knew for collabs he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
So, you able to drop any bars for the ones watching us right now?
Right now, no. I'm not. No.
Fair enough. Well, bro, I want to thank you for giving me the time of day and coming on the show. And anytime,
much appreciated.
Let me ask one. What's your most recent project or project that's coming out? If you have any?
The most recent project is Dinner Malt Liquor.
Okay.
And you could get it. It's on all streaming sites. Also, you can get it off my website, Illigy.net. Everything, all my music is on Illigy.net, and it's on all streaming sites. Get it from. I'd rather you get it from Illigy.net.
It supports you directly.
Directly, yeah.
No, I feel you. I'll put that in the description. I have the website, so I'll definitely put that in the description. But like I said, I appreciate you taking the time to come on my small little podcast, bro, and bring more.
Never speak down on yourself, man. You're doing what you want to do. That's not a bad thing. So.
Small and little now, but I have great big guests come on, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Network as much as I can, the best of my ability, and if it's a no, the worst I'm gonna get is a no. So,
yeah.
But I appreciate you coming on, man. Like I said, I've been following for years. And like I said, this is episode 82 of Car Chats. We got Illigy, you got Hanley, your man from On the Line with. And again, man, thank you for coming on. And anytime you have something coming up or any artists that you want to send my way to promote anything that they need to promote, I'm welcome to anything, so let them know. And yeah, bro, I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you. Much appreciated.
Yeah, stay up. Bro, and I'm sure I'll check you. All right, bro. Peace.
Later.